already started his practice for the Boucle de Spa. It's Pond's first rally of the year, and he's using the new Nissan 240 RS. Prepared by Bill Blydenstein in Shepparton, the lightweight cars are powered by a 4-cylinder 2.4-litre twin-cam engine, producing around 280 brake horsepower. Pond soon settles into driving the car and is impressed by the power and handling. This is the car Nissan hopes will take it into the world of sprint rallying. Nissan has 3 of the cars in Spa. Belgium's Jean-Louis Dumont drives one, whilst Simon Everett uses the other. Belgian Open Series, and the new driver and car combinations are waiting to show themselves off. Local favourite Guy Colsoul excites the crowds in his Opel, whilst Marc Douay drives the Audi Quattro for the first time, giving some spectators a close look at the car. Tony Pond is always exciting, and driving like this, he takes the rally lead. Finland's new rising star, Juha Kankkunen, shows his flamboyant style in a Group A Manta. Whilst Simon Everett drives Nissan for the first time. Patrick Steyer switches to Porsche this year and takes no chances with 320 brake horsepower to play with. Dumont always plays to the crowd. Whilst Robert Drugmans and his Jeff Churchill Escort finishes after this stage with no clutch. With the rally stretching over 2 nights, there's plenty of time for drivers to play themselves in, but Rob Arthur keeps track of the others' times.
Colsoul 23.
23 and Douay 36.
36.
36. Oh, it's different. And Sneyers was a Porsche.
Yes.
Tony Pond has built an early lead in the Nissan, but with many of the stages covered in snow and ice, it could only be a matter of time before the Douay Quattro would start challenging. Heading towards new special stages to the south of Bastogne, Pond soon finds the ice. Guy Colsoul settles into 3rd place, taking no chances. And with all that power in the tail, Sneyers pussyfoots the Porsche to safety. Dumont looks better than ever, but Marc Douay soon finds out about Quattro handling. Ice holds no fears for Kankkunen. In true Scandinavian style, he always finds a way out of trouble. Everett is off the pace in his new car. Whilst the clerk of the course's son, de Lettre Jr., gets down to business. Others don't have the same luck.
Mettez-vous sur le côté de la route, ce serait dommage d'avoir un accident. Et oui, voilà la voiture de... Allez.
Don't worry, son. I'll have that one scrubbed. Willie Pla in his Fiat revels in the ice, but is destined to retire. Across from the States is Sandy Liversidge to learn how to do it properly. And it looks like Stuart Fennick is about to teach him. With darkness came the big freeze, turning the special stages around Spa into treacherous tests of man and machine. Pond expectedly lost his lead to the Quattro. So at the end of the first leg, the order was Dewey, Pond, Col-Sul, Snijers, Dumont, and Kankinen. Throughout the first night, Mark Dewey strengthened his lead to a massive 5 minutes. Tony Pond was fighting on bravely in the Nissan, but with only two-wheel drive against the Audi's 4, he knew he could never retake the lead.
I believe you were leading the event at one stage.
Yeah, but then we had the very icy uphill start on the stage on the Quattro just...
So how are you going to play it tonight then?
just keep flogging on, really.
Problems slowed Kankinen, but not much, whilst Junior was learning fast. As the rally moved south, more snow fell on the stages, giving Dewey an even bigger advantage over Pond. Snijers surprised everyone with his car control, as young Kankinen continued to show off. Simon Everett was soon to have problems when his service crew went missing and he slipped behind his rival Dumont. Halfway through the second leg, and even Dewey finds difficulty in the snow. With Col-Sul in his sights, Snijers speeds up and passes Dumont's Nissan. Paying the cost of no service crew, Simon Everett found himself on the wrong tyres. An accident was inevitable, and he soon retired, despite a visiting Andy Dawson repairing his car for him. Kankkunen took advantage of the snow and moved up into 5th place, leaving Guy Colsoul to fend off Sniers just ahead of him. Tony Pond stayed ahead of the others, but the Quattro had taken away his fighting spirit.
We're using all sorts of Dunlop Trick Monte Carlo tyres, really.
Trick Monte Carlo tyres, same sort that Salonen used.
Yeah, it's difficult because the stages change all the time, and we have to send somebody in and have a look at a little piece of road, and they say take type 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5.
I see, so you are using ice snow crews on this event then?
Well, they're not ice snow crew, they just walk in and...
Oh, they just have a walk in?
Yeah, and say try this tyre, try that tyre.
The Quattro reigned supreme on the icy roads. Colsoul finished 3rd, but still viewed the season ahead with hope of beating his Belgian rival Douay. Patrick Sniers never did catch the Opel, but finished 4th, comfortably ahead of Dumont, who had passed Kankkunen during the closing stages. Mark Douay made a good start to retain his Belgian Open title and introduced Belgium to the Audi Quattro in a frightening style. His winning margin over Tony Pond was a staggering 10 minutes. He may well smile. Guy Colsoul, past Belgian champion and the man the crowds just love, leads crews away from the Landon start to this, the 1983 Haspengouw Rally. Starting out on 412 kilometers of fast, furious special stages, he heads the strongest field ever, with international stars filling the top places. Second car away, and it's Per Eklund driving a rented Opel Ascona for the first time. But Pekka is destined for a troubled run. Third off the line is Mark Douay in the exciting Audi Quattro. He won the Boucle de Spa rally back in February and is looking for another win here. Antero Lane heads a strong Finnish contingent in his Escort. He's here to show the Belgians how a Finn drives on tarmac. Whilst over from Ireland is the reigning tarmac champion, John Coyne, in his Sunbeam Lotus. Poor Simon Everett didn't last long with a smoking Nissan engine. John Woodner was trying his first European rally, driving Bufham's old Sunbeam. After a good result on the Boucle de Spa, Juha Kankkunen brought his Group A Manta over to thrill the crowds again. There were 7 Finnish crews in the rally, but only Poisti, in his red Escort, managed to stay the course. The man who leads the Belgian Open Championship, Patrick Sniers, in his Porsche 911, is driving like a true champion. The home crowds love him, and no wonder. Just look at the way he throws his car around. Britain's Willie Rutherford nearly won the rally 2 years ago. Let's see what he thinks.
Based obviously on the town of London, and we, in fact, I don't think go any further than about 15 miles from the town, and we rally for 2.5 days flat out. We have been here 2 years before, and the rally is excellent.
So you know the stages quite well. What sort of stages are they? How can you describe them?
We have nothing like them in England, really. They are concrete. The majority of it is concrete, with the occasional very rough, loose section, fairly narrow, very fast, very high speeds, but not so many sweeping bends.
Day 1, Friday, and Mark Dewey opens the rally with some shattering times. But Col Sul stays in touch over the slippy stages. Lane settles in well, driving faster on the mud than the tarmac. Snyers pussyfoots his Porsche at first. His best will come the next day. Pecker's already in trouble. His Ascona has no clutch. It's just the start of a catalogue of disasters for the Swede. Robert Droogmans is destined for an astonishingly good run in his Jeff Churchill Escort. He's been doing well this year, and he's not about to let go of his championship second place just yet. Just like Britain, Belgium has its rain. But that makes the roads greasy, and the Quattro gains the edge. Dewey wastes no time in taking the rally lead comfortably. Col Sul is powerless. He fights on in the Opel, but can't match the Audi's speed. Lane 2 revels in the rainy weather, but he's not matching Droogman's times. Snyers is thinking of the championship, and there's no way this man is going to take any chances on the first day. Kankkunen too makes a wary start, but he's one of 4 Finns who will drop out the following day. The Belgium roads played havoc with Finnish transmissions. Saturday morning, and the rally moves north to some muddy stages ideal for the Audi. Whilst Patrick Snyers decides it's time to speed things up a bit. Col Sul is already having clutch problems, and he's destined to break an axle today. Sheer bad luck is putting paid to any hopes he has of beating the Quattro. Droogmans, hungry for a result, moves up the leaderboard into 4th place. Lane feels more at home now. This is more like it. Loose tracks and crowds of people. So too does Kankkunen. Whoops. Well, it's just as quick in the ditch. John Coyne shows he's not against a bit of agricultural driving either, but on slicks, the rally moves on into its longest day, and Dewey has struck trouble breaking the Audi's front diff. It's soon repaired, and he holds on to first place.
Quattro is too quick for me, for us, for the car, even for me. And the Porsche, I think with this weather, we have a little chance to beat them.
Have you caught anything up this morning?
Yes, 24 seconds in the third stage. In the first, he was, I think, 2 seconds faster of me. In the second, he was also 2 or 3 faster. But in the third, we were 24 faster of him.
After retiring once, Willie Rutherford runs as course car, whilst Dewey sets about regaining lost time. Now Patrick Sniers has started the fight against the Quattro, with Col Sul chasing hard, but soon to break an axle. Droopmans is looking for third place, and so is John Coyne. Over the closing stages, Dewey extends his lead to 2 minutes over Sniers. Droopmans gets his third place to hold over Saturday night. Whilst Col Sul has to chase even harder now. Sunday morning. It's been raining again and the stages are even more treacherous. But Dewey is back with four-wheel drive and can afford to relax the pace a little. Sniers still has something to fight for, and Droopmans isn't too far behind. But despite his spirited drive, the Porsche and second place still elude him. Col Sul has fought his way back to fourth, but he's about to break another rear axle. Pecker's bad luck continues. He's had no clutch, gearbox troubles, no wipers, and more wrong slots from his Dutch co-driver than he cares to remember. This is almost it. The end is in sight, and the Belgian weather has had good enough manners to dry out for the finish. Mark Dewey, no problems for the Quattro today, easily the winner, whilst Patrick Sniers has chased hard, very hard, and wins himself a well-deserved second place, retaining the championship lead. Whilst Robert Droopmans gave his Jeff Churchill Escort a magnificent trouble-free run into third place. Vanden Meersen's Opel here finished fifth. One place behind the luckless Guy Col Sul, last year's winner when he beat Russell Brooks just didn't have it his own way this time. The young Belgian superstar, Paul Leiter, brought his Sunbeam home into a good 6th place. Poor old Per Eklund had to eat humble pie, running his dubious Opel Ascona home into 8th position. Ireland's John Coyne slipped from the top 10 on the final day with alternator problems to his Sunbeam. He finished 11th, but that was 9 places higher than the first English driver home, Richard Ive, in his Maslin Escort. All the Finns except Poisty dropped out. He was rewarded with 10th place for his gritty drive, the first time he has ever been to Belgium. It's been a different Haspengouw rally this time. The rain has turned what are usually fast, narrow roads into treacherously slippery tests of skill, and the rough stages have whittled down the field to a paltry list of finishers. But this European Championship rally, based in central Belgium, still holds its popularity with British clubmen. Not a classic Haspengouw in 1983, but it still holds that certain magic that is Belgian rallying. Patrick Snyer's result was good enough to his Open Championship lead from the Escort of Robert Droefmans. Guy Colsoul stays in 3rd place in the series. Moves up into 4th overall, thanks to his superb win in the 4-wheel drive Belgian Audi Sport Quattro.
Ontspanning. Niemand, dames en heren, kan op dit ogenblik zeggen. De stop en onder uw applaus, dat zijn
de troubles with the car. 2 rear axles, we broke 2 rear axles. The gas gasket and the clutch. No, man, it was a very, very hard rally for me. Not for me, but for the car.
In de 12e internationale Haspengouw rally met de Audi Quattro overwinnaars. Mark Dues met de champagne, Willy Lux met de...
Belgian rallying comes to the European Rally Championship in Ypres 24 hours of breakneck driving over roads so fast they would put many racing circuits to shame. The ancient city of Ypres saw fierce action during the 2 world wars. Now the action is fought no less ferociously, but with cars, not guns.
Ja, mogelijk. Tot straks. Daar gaat de wagen van Guico Sol als eerste hier van start. Als tweede wagen...
The Belgian Ecole Soul leads away a strong field in his Ascona. This year there is a strong Italian flavour to Ypres. Andrea Zanussi heads the Italian Lancia attack in his Eminence Rally 037. 2 litres of supercharged engine means 310 horsepower, and it weighs about the same as a Mini. The Grand Master Jean-Claude Androuet chases him away in the second Lancia, bringing the Chardonnay name back to rallying again. Just how will the likeable Marc Duet fare in the Quattro? 340 horsepower may not be enough to catch the Lancias this time. Our own Jimmy McRae and Ian Grinrod. But haven't we seen that car before? You can't fool us with those stickers. Here he is, Mickey Biasion, the hottest property around in European rallying. There's just no stopping this youngster. Not even a determined Simon Everett and his Nissan can expect to catch him. Now here's a likely lad. Oh, hello, that's Henk Vossen from the Netherlands in his dancing escort. Completely outclassed this year. Buck your ideas up, lads. It's that Italian lass, Antonella Mandelli. She's a pretty fast lady in that Lancia. Chasing hard after Belgian championship points, Simon Everett hurls and bounces the Tuborg Nissan through the stages. He moved to Belgium 2 years ago and the gamble paid off. Now he gets paid to drive a rally car, and he's the darling of the Belgian spectators. But rallying does have its little problems. But he's soon off like a scalded cow. That's Tony Pond's car, but this time Jean-Louis Dumont's driving. Like Everett, his car comes from Bill Blydenstein in England, but it's a heavy car. And with only 250 horsepower, it's already lagging behind the others. Dumont's a trier, though, and he's thrilling the crowds. The 2 young chargers, Biasion and Droopmans. Biasion has moved into a commanding lead. The Lancia's ideal, but Robert Droopmans drives his Jeff Churchill Escort like there's no tomorrow. Try telling him it's an outdated motor car. He soon retires with broken suspension. Here's Patrick Sniers leading the Belgian championship in his Porsche 911. He's learned the technique of a rear-engined car very quickly and speeds up as the rally moves towards its halfway mark. This is the car Mark Dewey drove to victory here last year. The lad doing justice to that result, but he only finishes ninth. Into the second day, and Guy Colsoul clings to the tails of the leaders. He's a wily old driver with worldwide rally experience and drives with his head. Oops, watch your feet. He's driving as hard as he can, but he only manages to finish 8th. Show him how it's done, Jimmy. He's up there with the Lanciers, but problems with his Manta's brakes have been on his mind. Under those stickers is his Scottish rally car. It came here straight from Glasgow without a spanner laid on it. Just look at that for style. He's on his way to 5th place. On his way to 4th place, Mark Dewey has just had all the Quattro transmission changed after breaking a diff. He's an exciting driver and charges on up the field. Mon Dieu, what I'd give for a flaming handbrake. Francis Vincent. He used to drive a Porsche, but now campaigns this Ferrari in France. He's placed 3rd behind the Lanciers with over 300 horsepower. The car shows its heritage from the Lancia Stratos. He's already been off the road twice, but now he is showing real class. Second place is the reward for Antwerp. His Lancia has injection troubles and a little less power than Biasion's Jolly Club car. He's always gentle on his cars and shows the young'uns some stylish driving. He came, he saw, and he conquered. Mickey Biasion powered his factory-prepared Lancia Rally to an almost faultless victory in Ypres. His 310 horsepower plastic-bodied little flying Lancia had one little problem with its injection. But with tarmac handling like this, no one can touch these supercars. He heads home an impressive Lancia 1-2. Hope that's Italian champagne. The Lancia junior team leader sparkled in Belgium and went on to take the 1983 European crown in record time.